Hello everyone! Welcome to the Nordic RTS report with me, Runors, bringing you yet another Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forevercast, and boy, I am back! Finally, after so long, finally a new Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forevercast, and today, I thought we should celebrate by bringing you a 4v4 on Wonder 4v4. Yes, probably I have not been in the Supreme Commander community for a whopping time now, and I do apologize for that, but I'm back. I'm gonna start trying to get more videos out as time passes by, and with the internet now being better, the only thing left for me to do is to fix my computer. So now then, pardon, my voice is a little bit tired. I am going to now start then by calling this, as per usual, in the top here, Team 1 versus Team 2. In the top here for Team 1, we have Korsy going Cybran first land, actually. That's a bit unusual. I'm more used to the fact that an air player should not be Cybran, but Cybran has very good units, especially in the late game, or late units. Rooster with the stealth fields that they can get on their fighter jets. Anyway, moving forward to the left flank here, where we have Tokyto going UEF in a nice, lovely purple. I forgot that. We see that Korsy is going in a lovely elven flesh orange. And Tokyto, fan heller, jag glömmer mig, sorry about that. He's going UEF first land in a nice purple and laying the groundworks from what looks to be air factories or land factories. And I meant fight fan heller? Okay, sorry about that. Phone suddenly called with a random number. Anyway, I was trying to get to this bloody point. Okay, let's see. In the middle here we have AI going, and not to be confused as an actual AI. I certainly hope not. But Al or AI, I'm gonna call him Al. That seems more of a appropriate one. Al is going UEF first land, second land, third land, and fourth land in a nice burgundy red. That's burgundy, I would say scab red. And lastly, on Team 1, we have Shimrras going first land, well, Cybran first land in a nice, lovely shadow grey. Now then, for Team 2, let's see what is going on. For Team 1's air player, we have Godzilla in Elite language going Aeon first land, second air in a nice, lovely yellow, as I said. Yes, my memory seems to fail me a lot recently. Anyway, now then, to the left flank, we have SQuirtlEe. Oh, yes, he probably plays a lot of Pokemon Go. Anyway, that's a terrible joke. He's going Aeon first land, second land, apparently, or third air in a nice, lovely blood red. And in the middle here, we have a strong player of Slow going UEF first land in a nice, lovely scorpion green. Lastly, but not least, we have, let's see, where did he go? Oh, there we go, in the front here. We have alexxx with a lot of X's. He is going UEF as well in a nice skull white. And already, as I'm finished with the introductions, we can see that some early mantis are now coming out to do some harassing from what seems to be a 1300 rank play of Shimrras against alexxx that is 1000. And you might say that it is a little bit jumble with the, what do you call it? The unit point scoring. Oh my god, the I can't okay, my memory fails me, but I can't remember that. But you know, the point score of their player team value. So yeah, anyway, and so far it seems that these mass pumps are being taken out by Shimrras. So well played, they managed to get a lot of mantis out on the side, and even more coming in here. So it looks like alexxx might not be the best player yet, but who knows, with time he might become a very good player if he just keeps on practicing. As a large group of mantis are coming in here now, because from the looks of it, he's doing okay eco-wise. He just needs to get more factors online. Not only using one engineer, and there's a lot of mass in his base in terms of rocks that he could be reclaiming. So that's what you got to be careful about on this map. I mean, I remember when I played on this map as well down here, And I just sent out a ton of engineers because all these trees, they might not give you a lot of it, but they will give you some energy and occasionally a little bit of mass. So, I mean, you can take all the mass you can get, and so far, though, the right flank for Team 2 seems to be failing spectacularly. And in that sense, superbly played from Shimrras, and now he's sending in his own commander as well. And alexxx seems to be in a little bit of a pinch here as more units are converging on his location, and seems to be trying to go for... Oh, would you stop it? We seems to be going for the base too slow. But the loss of a player this early on can be very dangerous for players, well, Team 2. So it's going to be interesting to see what will happen, though. SQuirtlEe seems to be doing a very good job here to harass Tokyto's base with bombers. So very well done indeed for SQuirtlEe there. I love to see that. And he also has a lot of units standing by here. But currently, Blow dear. Oh, right. Well, do apologize for seeing that alexxx has been defeated currently at the 6-minute mark, and he was boxed in between Al and Shimrras and a lot of units that I suppose would then blow up. alexxx calls out GG, thinking that, okay, fair enough, I lost, okay, that's the nature of the game, some will perish while some will emerge victorious. And currently though, I gotta say, Shimrras are quite bold, sending in his Mantis now to try to put the pressure on Slow, and probably trying to deny Slow from expanding over to this side of this base, because if Slow managed to this early on get access to 2 bases, that mass differential will do quite a lot in his favor, I would assume. However, at this point here also, it will be a little bit problematic, since Slow has to fight on 1, 2, and 3 fronts currently. And we'll see how that goes. But currently though, again, currently, I have this dårlig vane, a bad habit of sometimes using a word constantly over and over and over again. And I do apologize for that. But sometimes I just get stuck on a word, like when people say like all the time. I mean, I hear the Game Grumps say it like all the time, like ha 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 ha. Ah yes, I noticed that I did it myself now, so I was self-conscious about it. But currently though, more shit is happening, and still with the harassing here, and beautiful work here from Shimrras, trying to constantly put the pressure on Slow, but Slow has managed to sneak past some engineers. And we also see a Sparky moving up here, so that's very good indeed. I love to see that. And currently at the moment, we're doing rather good. Besides that, Team 2 lost one of their players early on. Slow seems to be holding so far, but how we're doing in the air game though? So far, 8 minutes in, there's only T1 for Korsy. That's a little bit dangerous. And what do we see here though? We see Tech 2 Air Factory HQ out for Godzilla. So that can be quite useful. And if now with these gunships he just stops focusing on getting gunships and try to get T3, he will be dominant. If he just focus now on eco-whoring and let Slow, well, do his job, get a small Tech 1 Air Factory to get out interceptors, since the other one, if he has been scouting, let's check, has he been scouting? Yes, you can see that he has no air factory beside one Tech 1 Air Factory. So if he just put one air factory to the side here and focus on getting interceptors online, and then try to eco-whore and get Tech 3, he will be exemplary when it comes to the air game of dominating the air then. So, and then Slow can focus on the ground forces that are currently in effect. But very well, good and well played there from Godzilla, supporting with the Spectres. But needs to be careful though, because if he doesn't hurry up, Korsy will be able to catch up with him. At least I hope so. From the looks of it, this looks very interesting. But I'm getting ahead of myself, because now we got to see what's happening at the front here, where SQuirtlEe is pushing his commander quite forward here. This is risky. What does he have on his commander? He's got a Tech 2 upgrade on his commander, and he has access to overcharge and are constantly overcharging that triad, but needs to stay there and actually take out that gun, and then needs to overcharge that Sparky before this gun is completed. But as I'm saying it, this gun will be completed in the nick of time indeed. So currently both commanders are in the yellow. Tokyto, or Blow Deer, or is that a very funny reference to Blow Deer, or is it he wants you to blow his deer? Sorry, that was a terrible joke again. But now we see a large push here. I do apologize. We see a large push with Al and a lot of Mantises from Shimrras. But now we see a lot of gunships are coming in for Godzilla, attacking Al, and he needs to get his butt out of there. But now a lot of pillars on the right flank are now flanking Al, and his commander is way out in the open. There are no interceptors available to take it out, and as I'm saying this, Al is going down in a spectacular explosion. Fantastically well done there from Godzilla, sending in those gunships. But now we see, as I said earlier, whoa, here we see, yes indeed, a Tech 2 air factory spewing out these Corsairs have been sent out. And will it be going for slow? That's the question indeed. From the looks of it, did I miss slow? No, it doesn't look like it. They have been passing slow entirely, going after Godzilla, the air player. Fantastic indeed. Now, Godzilla need to focus on getting his Swift Winds online and just keep, well, dodging him, because now he's going well into the red. Needs to get away from these factories because he's taking constant damage. But now Slow is sending in his own parashields to try to shield Godzilla, but I don't think it will be enough when there are so many Corsairs. But now Slow tries to send in skyboxes, but it won't be enough, and these interceptors are trying to stave off the assault. But all of these here now will finally take out Godzilla, and oh my god, from the looks of it, it looked like it was a complete turnover here, where that Godzilla would be able to steamroll the other, well, Team 1's air player. But suddenly this comes out of nowhere and spews out a lot of Corsairs, and now the pressure is truly on Team 2 here. And now SQuirtlEe needs to be really careful, because if he dies, and he needs to be careful so that doesn't happen, he will be left completely open and leave the flank open, and Slow will be in serious trouble, because now he has a severe front line completely open. That's a lot of jesters and Corsairs moving in, and there are no anti-air currently in the field here for SQuirtlEe, and he needs to get out of there because he is in the middle of the field of a triad, several jesters, several Corsairs, and he is going to go down, and it looks like he just gave up. And Tokyto, in a little bit of a sassy way, says just bye as the explosion tears through the morale surely of Team 2, as 3 players in 13 minutes have been taken out. But from the looks of it, can Slow, well, rise to the occasion? He is the 2000 ranked player here, but they have Tokyto, Shimrras and Korsy. And so far, more Corsairs are being produced, and I don't know, it can turn in the way of Team 2 if Slow gets Tech 3 on the field here, or more shields and some artilleries perhaps, because as it is right now, if another Corsair strikes happens again, he needs to be seriously careful here though. So this will be very, very fascinating indeed. Come on, Slow, I believe in you. You can do this. Just build up your base, take all that mass and use it for your own pleasurable needs. And he is doing rather okay. 13,000 mass collected. So far, the team members that are still alive. Korsy about 5,000. Shimrras 8,900, and Tokyto 5,000. So Slow is well ahead in the reclaim. And if Slow now manages to send engineers down here to just build on these mass extractors, he will have too much mass that he can't even spend. So he can just now spew or like throw out a lot of factories, or perhaps a lot of point defenses to protect against the inevitable Corsair strike that is about to happen. I'm sure about it. But so far, it is a bit of an issue here, though, because there's a bit of a crawl here, actually, from Shimrras. It's not exactly the Cybran tactic you're used to, considering the fact that Cybrans tend to be more of a hit-and-run faction. But the artilleries are very good splash effects, so if you do not have shields, units will take quite a pounding. And now we see another push here, but this is a very bad push in my opinion, because Shimrras are sending his troopers in one by one in almost like single column files. And now finally he's starting to gather up his forces, because the problem is that if Slow just, you know, plays his cards right, he can just constantly wait and whittle down his army of Shimrras and have minimal losses, while Shimrras will take a lot of damage. And then of course now it happens again where Slow is doing the same thing, but he's just trying to stave off the assault here. And what is he doing? He's going very bad in terms of energy wise, but he is trying to rectify that situation by trying to get more power generators online. But as I'm saying that as well, the artilleries are constantly harassing the base of Slow, so he really needs to be careful though, so he doesn't lose those power generators, because if he loses power, the game is virtually over, because then he has no way of defending himself against all of these jesters and corsairs. But I gotta say though, I think it was a nice jester from I'm terrible at making bad jokes. So yeah, I mean, Slow seems to be holding, but only like by the thinnest of threads, and it can go both ways now, as Slow is now moving in to take out and reclaim this former base here. And oh, he's upgrading Ras actually on his commander. I wouldn't advise against it at the current time, because he doesn't have I wouldn't say he has the luxury to start eco-whoring with his commander right now, because it is such a fickle situation with a lot of these corsairs just waiting to be used. And how many corsairs do we have now for an effective strike? We have 27 corsairs. That is enough to go through 2 shields and deal a sizable chunk of damage to the commander. And as I'm saying this as well, he's taking more and more damage to his power line here, trying to get his what do you call it, the Ras for his commander. But now we see a large and lovely push here from Slow, taking out the pre-built or forward-built base actually from Shimrras, pushing a little bit back here, trying to take out perhaps these artilleries, perhaps softening up the damage here that is being dealt to Slow's main base. Needs to probably get a few more skyboxes and some static anti-air, because if these corsairs, oh my god, he is now spewing it out. If he gets more corsairs like this, I don't know if Slow will be able to survive this. So it is a very, very sorry about that. It's a very fickle situation indeed. I'm just gonna try to drink water a little bit quickly now. There we go. Fantastic. Now we're back into it. Fantastic support role here from Korsy, sending in his jesters, holding his corsairs back until the final moment, until they are actually needed, not revealing his hand for Slow, so that Slow do not know how many corsairs he has. Perhaps Slow imagined that he is now eco-whoring or teching up so he can get tech 3, but at this point in the game, I actually agree with Korsy. This is a very good tactic, going for corsairs. The Cybran corsairs should not be underestimated, even in a late game, because if you do a successful diversion and use then your what do you call it, corsairs then to deal a massive amount of damage, even though they might die in the first run, they can deal a hell of a lot of damage, especially if you're going to try to snipe something. So far, Slow is not exactly doing good in terms of using his commander. But he is expanding a lot with his base. He should perhaps try to send his commander behind here, though. Because it is a bit risky on the front line. There's not a lot of anti-air here, actually, for Slow. How many anti-air? He has a lot of flak everywhere else but in his base. And that can be risky. I mean, what can Korsy and them see? Can they see Slow? No, they can't. So I don't know where he is from the looks of it. Oh, it's so much back and forth here at the front line. There's so many units being killed left, right, and center. And how much energy is Shimrras spending? Well, he's not doing very well in the terms of mass, but he is holding the line against slow, and that's pretty much the important thing here. And now we finally see a scout coming out there, and we'll be able to see that slow is there, not under shields, and if he paid attention, he will be able to know that 61 Corsairs will be enough. If that is not enough, I am a big, saucy, juicy piece of ham. Yes. Anyway, currently now, so far, interceptors, and now finally the Corsairs are on the move, currently moving in, and I think this will be game over, ladies and gentlemen. This will be the final thing that makes sure that slow will die, because now so many Corsairs are coming in, and it won't make a difference now because he's not under shield coverage, and boom, it looks like slow just gave up there finally at the end there. And at 20 minutes, slow is taken out of the game, and victory goes to Team 1. I think it was the early ejection. Oh, at the end there we see a desync, but it does not it does not matter. I think it was at the early end there that we saw that alexxx was taken out so early in the game. Slow then had to redivert his resources, and I don't know, it seemed that the air players were a little bit unsure perhaps on their respective roles, but in the end it did pay off how the Godzilla managed to take out Al, I think it was, yes, and in the middle of him. But in the end, in my opinion, what I was a little bit sad to see was that SQuirtlEe did overextend quite a lot. He did overextend a lot of over here, and when they lost their air player, there should be a warning sign inside the head saying, okay, shit, we lost our air player, I don't know what will happen now, go for air. But anyway, if you agree with me, or if you have anything else to say about this match that you think could be done differently, please let me know in the comments down below, and let's get a good discussion about this game. But fantastic play from both sides, very well done indeed, and it's good to be back with a video like this. So thank you guys for watching this. If you like this video, press that like button, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. And again, what I would love to see though is if, for example, you had these like trading posts, and if there had been like a online feature where you could trade with other players. I know that would be a tremendous work though, so that would be very difficult. But yeah, I do have a trading post here, and I do try to store as much firewood as I can, because firewood is actually very valuable when it comes to trade, because there's no money in Vanish, but I do have a lot of clothes.